Fellow viewers, and this is yet another Wild Wednesday. You know what we do, it's pretty much always the same. And since it's a Wild Wednesday this time on my Sapphire cartridge again, we will be hunting random wild Pokemon that I can get, basically. So let me just put this one back. I'm not gonna need you here. Alright, so this is good. Let me put the Relicanth first, since the Relicanth is able to know it knows Yawn, or she knows Yawn, and well, you know already how this goes, right? So the first one shiny I would like to get would be Chimchu. I mean, I've already gotten one, but I could theoretically get a star one. The one I've hunted was a modest square one. But I could also get a Gyarados, which would be fun to do, so let's do that first. That's here. Oh, hey there, Kaiser Kamazin. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? And have fun with your shiny. Good luck, thank you, darling. Yeah, don't think I'm gonna need it as much, but I'm always happy with any luck that I get. Alright, so Sutopolis City. Okay, when I surf, I only get Magikarp. So the Gyarados, do I get that with the Super Rod, I assume? Let's check. Yes, alright. Star. So, delay 1. I'm gonna save here. There we go. Oh, wait, there's a NPC there. Always, and that's a tip, always RNG hunt somewhere where there's not a lot of NPCs walking around or turning around, because they accidentally advance your frames. And that will make it a bit tougher to get the shiny. But yeah, I think explanations have been given. Let's start with the hunt. And I might also say today, I don't know what's wrong with me today, I accidentally slept 11 hours, which is way too much. I'm just super tired and somewhat, I don't know, not 100% cognitively there. So I might as well say that now before people ask if I'm okay. Well, yeah, I'm okay enough to do the stream and the RNG hunt, but oh, come on, need a nibble. No, nothing. All right. This might actually advance the frames too much. Let's see where this goes. Oh, still nothing. Well, if the timer hits 0, there's nothing I can do. Okay, so nothing. I have to try that again. I've arrived to the stream very early to get my mind off of things. Okay, hopefully you can actually do that. I definitely know. I'm also a chronic overthinker. I know exactly how much problems that gives you, how deliberating it can be, how, I don't want to say crippling, but it can really damage whatever you are about to do, and I have absolutely no idea why nothing chews on my bait. Come on. Nothing, really? I think that would advance the frames so much that this might actually be not possible. Seriously? Game, are you okay as well? I know I'm not at the height of my brain's ability, but come on, game. You can do better than me. Well, pointless now. And now something decides to bite. Alright, oh god. What is happening? Well. This is very strange. I mean, I know that this can happen, unfortunately. Maybe I should set it to select the super rod. I misremembered and I thought that Gyarados was available. Ah, okay, there we go. Now I have a chance. I thought that Gyarados was available via surfing and sweet scent, but apparently it's not. Maybe that's a emerald only thing. Sometimes I mix up the encounter tables of emerald and the other games. Not sure if you remember the stream on Sunday, but I cut someone out of my life. Yeah, I remember that. The day after I removed them from everything, they finally decided to reach out. Oh no, that's what they call a Hoover attempt. So they try to get you back into their lives. That sometimes has dramatic consequences. So let's see if I gotten the Gyarados. No, I gotten a Magikarp. I should have run and then set the super rod as my select. See, I'm really not. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Just not my day. Sometimes you just sleep too much, and I also had dreams that just wouldn't stop. Felt like my brain had to render way too many things during the night. That's actually when I'm a person, I always dream every single night, or almost every single night. And people say, oh, I envy you, that's so cool, but there's a shadow side to that. And the thing is, if you dream a lot, sometimes you wake up very exhausted because your brain has just been busy rendering little in-head movies. Definitely not recommendable. Not that I can change it at all, that's just been with me since the beginning. Didn't really change since adulthood. People often say you'll dream less when you're an adult. Well, I don't know. Feels like it's getting more, actually. I confronted them. Okay. Brave choice. Told them how I felt and blocked them, but 36 hours later I'm really regretting it. Yeah, it's the Hoover attempt, you know. Usually the no contact or zero contact rule prevails and helps you get your mind off of things. Are you serious? Now it works? Okay, I'll take it. This game. Okay, yeah, sure. Before nothing happened and now it works. Alright. Later regretting it because I was so harsh, and even if someone hurts me, that doesn't mean I should hurt them. That is true, Kaiser Karmazin, but I've been in the same boat as you, kind of not the exact same thing. I don't know what that person has done to you, but I've also, I told someone off, and then later I was like, maybe I was too mean to the person. But then, if they really abused you, then that is warranted, right? And don't shame yourself. If you set your boundaries, and that person violated these boundaries again and again, then you shouldn't feel bad. I know as an empathetic person that is very hard, and you tend to look down on yourself first or criticize yourself first before you do that onto others, which is commendable, I wish more people were like that. Feels like we're getting more narcissists rather than empaths, which is a shame. But still, don't let yourself be played by them, right? Especially some people are very adept at manipulating. Like, they pick out people that are very empathetic and then they manipulate them in very subtle ways so that you'll feel bad about confronting them and telling them, hey, this is not okay, please stop. And, well, then they got you. You know? Hopefully I'm making sense. Okay, let's see if this isn't one. Okay, I'll put the Super Raw as my select because this is getting ridiculous. Don't need to scroll to the bag every single time. Okay, it's this. Always like that in other generations, depending on the game. Setting your select, sometimes it does something else. It really if you play different generations of Pokemon, that can get very confusing. This person wasted my time. I'd make plans and then they wouldn't communicate and suddenly get busy and leave me alone. It really hurt. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, muscle memory, of course. Yeah, but that, I don't know. That is already a red flag in and of itself. I'm not trying to be a armchair psychologist, of course. But let's say I've gone through my fair share of social abuse with tons of people. Unfortunately, the small country of Luxembourg seems to be very ripe and full of these people. But yeah, from my life experience, if I've learned anything, this is a red flag. This is kind of a controlling behavior. Like they test the waters, they test the grounds, they test how much can I go against that person's self-respect until they tell me, hey, stop doing that, I don't like it. And that's just really draining, you know? It really drains you. I don't think I need to explain that to you. I bet you are drained right now, and that's just, yeah. For those of you who don't know how that feels, be happy. That is a rock I would love to live under, because, Jesus, there's just some people that are very good at draining your... Okay, if I say drain your energy, it's not like something out of Pokemon, like absorb or like a vampire, but it really does feel like they drained your energy. It's not some kind of pseudoscientific, he stole my aura or something like that. That's not what I'm trying to say, but just very subtle manipulations that leave you very tired. And that's a big, big, big red flag. But even so, I grow very strong bonds with people. Yeah, me too. I'm incredibly loyal. I know exactly what you mean. And then it really hurts when you've been loyal to a person and they discard you like trash. Or they just treat you like trash. Okay, that's another Magikarp. That really hurts, definitely. That is, especially if you're a loyal and empathetic person. I bet there's some people, there's people out there that are looking for these. If they're doing consciously or not, I don't know. But I don't care. At this point, I really don't care. Back then, I wanted to know, do people that do... Okay, this is too much. Start again. Do they do that because... Are they aware that they're manipulating people, or are they not aware of that? But nowadays, I'm telling myself it doesn't matter. Manipulation is still manipulation, and here we're talking about bad manipulation. Oh, come on. Don't give me that game. There we go. Well, hopefully that will give me... didn't advance too many frames. This is the first time I've ever cut someone out like this, so difficult for me. Oh yeah, especially if it is your first time, then it's gonna feel like... it's just gonna weigh enormously on you, of course. If you haven't done that before. Just felt like it didn't matter. They would put heart at the end of text. That can also be manipulation. Constantly getting busy and all of that, and I don't know, really cared for them. Oh well. It hurts, definitely. Hopefully... Oh? A higher level? Ah. Higher level Magikarp. When you get that white stripe transition in the Generation 3 games, that means the wild Pokemon's level is superior to the lead Pokemon. Just a... That's a thing that you eventually either learn, or you read it on a Wikipedia page, or you're just too autistic and you... are very good at pattern recognition in such things, just like games and things no one cares about. Oh, come on, give me the good text. Yeah, that's what I want. Not much I can do, exactly. Shiny hunting time, yeah, hopefully that'll make you feel better. I know exactly how that feels, especially when you're loyal, when you're empathetic. That is... You have to act against your very own nature, even though it is in effect the best course of action, but it's still acting against your nature. And that's why it feels so wrong, you know, that's why it feels so difficult. And you're doing this for the first time? Well, I felt the same actually. I think I had not a meltdown, but I was just completely shut down after I did something like that the first time. I was a mess that day. And a couple of weeks afterwards, definitely. That hurts when you're empathetic and loyal. It's a shame it still happens. And I wish for public schools, especially around the world, to have a mandatory or obligatory psychology course where there's logical fallacies, manipulation tactics, personality disorders. You know, all these things, they should be taught so that people, the newer generation, should know what gaslighting is, what triangulation is, what the stonewalling is. They have so many names because there's so many different manipulation tactics, unfortunately. And once you know them, they're actually very easy to spot. Because it's almost always the same thing. Just like with this magic card, it's always the same thing. Well, okay, this one was level 34, but still. So one last thing. What hurts more is that we promised to turn over a new leaf, but ultimately the hurt grew, and as I cleared my emotions, I decided I didn't want to give them another chance. Yeah, if the hurt outgrows the positive feelings, really think about it, because the hurt will definitely, like, in my experience, the hurt can outgrow all the positive emotions in this case. It's clear to me I was being manipulated, I was being led on, and they didn't care. Yeah, that's just the worst, right? And then as an empath, that happens, and you're sitting there, you're thinking to yourself, how can this happen? Why does it happen to me? And how can you live like that? Like, how do these people live? How do they sleep at night? And that's when you realize, if you have no conscience, you can't have a bad conscience, and that's why evil people like that sleep very well. Unfortunately. I just don't know what to do. Get my mind off of this. Hopefully this helps. That's all I can do, right? But you talked about it, you vocalized it, or at least in written form. And I do have one psychiatrist who told me that helps. I mean, that's what journaling is all about, for those of you who don't know what that is. That's when you write down anything good or bad that happened to you. And usually journaling is as in, you don't really show it to someone, unless maybe someone who treats you like a doctor, or maybe you really need to know if you can show this to someone. It's very personal, and just writing down what happens can definitely make a difference, or just telling someone. But that someone really needs to be someone you can trust 100%, or you have to have a very good trust foundation with that person. In my case, for example, my mother, my father, my family. I'm pretty lucky with that. I have a great family. Love you all. Mwah. But unfortunately, not everyone has that. Hey there, Rayman. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Did you get did you test, did you get the shiny Miltank already? Hey there, Ahmed. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Enjoying your vacation, or are you like, I just need to do something, I'm sitting here and I have nothing to do? I always found something to do when I had a summer break, when I still went to school. That was 1,000 years ago, I still remember that. Because I'm old, remember? I'm retro. Funny, this game is also older than my nephew and niece. Ah yes, the slow and inevitable passage of time. Thank you for listening to me, Anna. Just had to talk about it again, feel a bit better now. Ah, that's fantastic, I'm glad. And yeah, I have done that function, I guess, with a lot of people. Apparently I'm a good listener. I just think it's very easy to listen, but maybe that's just me. But I always try to be there as a listener who does not judge. There we go. That is a Gyarados, or Garados in German. But I want the red one. So let's reset and try again. Don't think I need to calibrate. I mean, I could. Oh, you didn't try it yet, but good luck should you try. If I'm done with area 4 and 3 and 4, then I'll go to areas 5 and 6. And then it's also for me a shiny Miltank time, and I already know what I'm gonna name her. It's gonna be a surprise, I guess. Still, I need to reset again. This advanced way too many frames. Luckily, the target frame is very low, so 1 minute, that's not too long of a wait time. Alright, let's try again. Hopefully this time... there we go, game. Yeah, you could always be like this game, don't you think? People want to see shinies. People want to see sparkles. They don't want to see me doing stupid things. There we go. So, politics. Well, sure. Oh boy. Politics. Well, in Europe, or many EU countries, last Sunday was voting day. And let me tell you, the results are horrible. Like, a very clear, let's say, press onto the right. Like, we shifted onto the right spectrum, which I'm... Of course, as you know, I'm very progressive. Of course, I'm left-wing, like, of course. There we go! Shiny Gyarados! Nice! Is it the one? Yeah, I only get 1 frame. Yeah, exactly. Very nice. But yeah, that wasn't really nice, politics-wise. Very disappointed, especially considering that so many young people voted right-wing. And that's not gonna help or solve any problems regarding the housing crisis and, well, I mean, yeah. Don't need to explain that to you, but yeah, it's very worrying. And it seems like we didn't, like, did we learn anything of the Second World War? That is, I don't know, I'm not trying to be a, you know, make anyone anxious, but the thought is still lingering in the back of my mind, like, will this happen again? Especially regarding the history of Europe. Alright, what Pokeball should we use? I already have a Gyarados in a Pokeball. Let's try a repeat ball, even though I have not caught this Pokemon yet on this save file. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Shiny Gyarados, nice. Well, that's pretty quick, 22 minutes in. And we save. Very nice. So I can strike that off of my list. Next one, either Golbat or Chimchar. Let's stare at the nice Gyarados while I'm looking for a frame, or at least maybe more comments in the chat. It's so weird how despite the fact you get generations there are more progressive, the right seems to be winning elections. Yeah, very unfortunate, and oh well, let's see what happens. I'm just really worried. Super worried, actually. Meteor Falls. I've never gotten a Golbat. Let's see. First floor, second R, or 2R, I don't know. Second room, I guess it stands for. Can I? Yeah, should be doable. I just don't remember which room that was in the cave. But that should be doable. Let's change the delay as well, since that's 260, not 69, 68. I know that wasn't a reference, that was definitely just a silly mistake. Not everything has to mean anything all the time. But yeah, politics just, there's just so many more right-wing people in Parliament now in the EU, and I'm not rejoiced. Definitely not. I mean, sure, democracy and all, but this is not going into a direction that is favorable in my opinion. I might lie down, so if I vanish, that's why. Okay, that kind of sounds like you're gonna lie down and then just pop out of existence, but I know what you mean. Like, oh no, he's in the back rooms again. Alright, Golbat, will I get you? Because I'm not sure if... which room that is. Yeah, of course I'm gonna get random things, but I'm not gonna use a anything like a repel, because that does change the frames. So do keep that in mind. I just have to look really quickly if that is the room that I'm thinking of. Meteor Falls, first floor, second room. Usually, Bulbapedia has very good, like, just maps of the game. And then you can see which one is which. And with this one, I'm not sure, so I'm gonna check again before I do something stupid. Alright, this is 1F, 1R, and 1F, 2R is... this room. Okay, you don't see it, but okay, this is not it. Do I need the cascade thing for that? That is the question, because if that is the case, then Golbat will not be caught here, unfortunately. Where else can you go? Looks like I have to... No, maybe not. Let me try something. You don't go to the back rooms when you sleep. Skill issue, honestly. Oh, I wouldn't. Yeah, definitely massive skill issue on my part. I wouldn't survive anything there. There we go. Okay, that doesn't work. Of course, should have known. Okay, let's see on the map. Looks like I need that HM, which I don't have, so probably not this one, except maybe with Surf. Let's see. Meteor Falls. No, that gets me a Zubat. Then I get a Golbat, but the only way of getting to that room is by... well, I'm gonna need Waterfall, and I don't have that. Hey there, Fiery Chameleon. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Shout out to one of my patrons. My newest patron is the Fiery Chameleon. Tired chameleon noises. Yeah, with Australia being somewhere else. Alright, I unfortunately cannot get it in Meteor Falls, so let's see where I can get a Golbat. Maybe I can get one otherwise. Let's see. Let's quickly look that up. Thank goodness for... oh, in the Shoal Cave I could get one. I already went there. Alright, so let's go for the Shoal Cave. That would be either surfing or grass. Shoal Cave. No, surfing doesn't give me that. Grass, Shoal Cave, what about that? Golbat. Oh, come on, no shiny Golbat here? That's very unfortunate. What else? The seafloor cavern. Oh yeah, I can also go there. Let's see. Oh, come on, that is way too No thanks, that is too much of a wait. Unfortunately, no Golbat, as it looks like won't be possible. So the next one that I'm gonna do is going to be Chinchu. No, such a shame. I need to advance a bit in this game, and then I'll be able to get the necessary TM. So let's head to the underwater, since I am able to... wrong route. I am able to use dive. So either you go to underwater route 124 or the other one, doesn't really matter. They have the exact same wild Pokemon that can appear. So let me go there before I get assaulted by multiple wild Wingull and Tentacools. Yeah, just like you. Right, Chinchu, and we are here for Star Shinies. Come on, let me go. Oh, too slow to escape. Look, I have a level 95 Pokemon. Don't you dare hurt me. See? Oh well, still does it because he's a Tentacool, he can do anything. Alright, I think it's this spot. There's multiple of them. Yeah, it is. Alright. Alright. Save here. And then the Chinchu is... well, underwater is still 261. The game considers that to be outside, which I don't know how to determine that, but that is what the game thinks it is, so that's what we're gonna go with. And let's hope I'll get the Star Chinchu. Already gotten a modest one, and that was a square one, but as you know, that is old news. We already got one like that. Fortunately for Golbat, still have to wait. And if the Chinchu appears, I think I'm gonna go back for the Shroomish and the Duskull. I did not manage to get them last time, but sometimes you just have to try a lot of times. But Relicanth, I can only get star ones very late, and well, that's it. Okay, very disappointing. 54, that's... no, sorry, not gonna wait that long. That will be very boring soon. Breaking news, Luxembourg 30-year-old lady assaulted by Wingulls and Tentacles. Yeah, I think that already happened actually. So, since you are also a Patreon now, you can choose which shiny Pokemon you want. I know I still need to send you a list that I have, because I think I'm just gonna need a Google document. At least I wanted to do something with my husband where I'd put like with artwork, fan artwork on my Patreon page where you can see which shinies I have. It's just I have hundreds of them. Hundreds, and I'm not kidding. Alright, 5 seconds. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yeah, you just entered the chat or the live stream, but I'm going ahead and say I don't know what's wrong with me today. I am somewhat confused. Not there mentally 100% of the time. Cognitively speaking, really not at my top here. No idea. That is what happens when you sleep for 11 hours and you have way too many dreams. I just woke up and was like more tired than I went to bed. Yeah, that's a lot of fan work. Want a shiny Eevee for real? Me too. I'll still have to try and get the egg RNG in Emerald to work. I'm currently trying to do that offline as a test, but that is one of the first shinies, if it works. That's one of the first that I'm gonna attempt to get, because I mean, shiny Eevee, one of the most interesting shinies, not because it's grey or anything, although the silver really does make it look even nicer. But the thing is, if you have a shiny Eevee, you can get any shiny evolution, you know, the potential of things that you could get as a shiny. That's always the interesting part. But yeah, actually, let me see if I have, that wouldn't be an RNG manipulated one, but I do remember I used a cloning glitch, or yeah, I used a cloning server on my Ultra Moon, and I hatched a shiny Eevee by mistake. I think I might have that one still. If you want that instead, that would be okay. It's not RNG manipulated, and it's from my Ultra Moon, but I don't think you care, because a shiny is a shiny. I want a shiny rope in real life. A shiny rope? You can buy something like that. Or did you want it to type something else? And that's fine. Is breeding eggs hard? As in, breeding... I mean, eggs are just very tedious. Breeding is tedious in Generation 3 because... unless you're doing it in Emerald, there's nothing that can make the eggs hatch quicker. And with my why not stream, I showcased that hatching one egg like this in Ruby and Sapphire that takes like 5 minutes, which is a long time in my opinion. It's tedious. It's not hard, it's just tedious, and I did not, or was not able to pull off RNG with eggs before. But should I pull it off, then of course I'm gonna do egg streams as well. Oh please, no more shiny clam pearls. I already have like 20 or something, I don't know. A rope so I can... oh, come on, Ahmed. Shiny shoe so I can hit George Bush. Yeah, that is something I can get behind. Definitely. But remember what I said last stream, Ahmed, that there's people that are willing to help. Right, let me check something. Yeah, because you are an 8.5 Australian dollar member, so that's a lot of shinies you can pick per month. But yeah, I need to send you the images over Discord. Eontimer, are you okay? Look what happened, it just stops at 0:11, which is very strange. And that's not a shiny. Gonna open that program back up. There we go. Don't do stupid things now. Alright. There can only be one stupid person here. I'll help you hit George Bush. Oh, he deserves more than a shoe, but don't waste a nice shiny shoe on him. Give him the nastiest shoe you could possibly get, because geez, the damage this man has caused to worldwide politics basically is... well, he's not the worst president of the United States. Unfortunately, there's very good contenders for that position, and it's very unfortunate that there's so much competition around that position. But yeah, he deserves the worst shoe. Yesterday my cousin challenged me in kissing my spider. You have a spider? Like a, what are they called again? The large spiders with hair, technically. If it's not hair, but you know what I mean. The fur. If you kiss your spider, slap me, and I did. You kissed your spider? Sure, I mean, if you have a spider as a pet, you wouldn't be afraid of having a spider, because that would make no sense. Why would you get a pet that you're scared of or afraid of? That would not make... Yeah, these jokes kind of... Yeah. You know, Amit, if you need help, there is help available. And that, yeah, is kind of... I know dark topics tend to pop up at every single live stream that I do, but I do try to keep it at least a bit family friendly. George Bush is sadly far away from the worst US president. Yeah, that is crazy if you think about that, right? It's not even the worst, and it's already really bad. How, like, this... Just don't ask yourselves, can this get any worse? Because the universe is like, oh yes, want a demonstration, and then something worse happens. I think we already had a discussion in the past. One of my live streams where we discussed politics again. And we were talking about which US president did the most damage. And I wasn't sure if it was Nixon or Ronald Reagan. But my pick would be Ronald Reagan. But then again, you came with one president I wasn't really aware of, Andrew something. And your argument was pretty good, so... Unfortunately, this worst president ever position gets a lot of competition. I don't hate the US. Like, I don't hate countries. I don't hate nationalities. I don't hate countries. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't help anything. It's not the people who are doing this. It's almost always politicians or elites. So those I dislike, not countries. When I say I don't like US, I just don't like some of the bad presidents that want power over people's lives. Or especially you as an Arab, like the US has done such damage on many Muslim countries. It's just like, jeez. I understand that you're not exactly a fan of them, definitely. Andrew Jackson was his name, yeah, thank you. Andrew Johnson and Ronald Reagan are the unholy trinity of bad presidents. There's 2 Andrews in there. Don't you want to become president to clear the name of Andrew? No? To be fair, when you look at presidents, like, after they've served 4 years, they aged, like, by 10 years, so I don't know. I would completely understand if you'd say no, that wouldn't be for me. And you'd probably be too leftist for them anyway. No, I don't want a Chinchu. Same with Australia. I don't necessarily hate Australia, but I hate the people who control it. Yeah, that is always... I never hate countries or nations. It's like too abstract. You can't paint all the nations people with one brush. That is just completely impossible. And also not very intelligent, to be fair, because, I mean, nuance, ambivalence, do you know what that is? If not, I got really bad news for you. Though being in a place standard from the rest of the place kind of sucks. Stranded? Yeah, I can definitely imagine how annoying that must be. Always wanted to visit Australia. But how do I get there? By plane? And I hate planes. Wish the whole world can live in peace, definitely. That would also be a deep wish of mine. That would be better. I mean, how many billions do we waste on military and other things? Imagine if we put these billions of dollars or whatever, pick your currency. Imagine if we invested these into science and medicine. would be way more advanced. And there are many good people, that is also true, even though holding on to the faith, my faith in humanity is very fickle at the moment, but I still know there are good people in the world. Wish I could clear the Andrew name. Yeah, it's gonna be, I mean, gonna be hard. Just look at Abraham Lincoln, 4 years in office and he aged so much, which is sad because he was a good man and a great president. And yeah, not only him, also Barack Obama and others, they just aged so much. Which, I mean, I don't think aging as in that is a problem, but it does give you a very clear picture of how stressful that job must be. I mean, I can't become the president of the United States because I'm not even a United States citizen, and as if they would elect a leftist woman, right? Yeah. No, they're not gonna do that. And I wouldn't want to have that job anyway. Even if it was offered to me. I actually think that being the president of the United States might not be as powerful as people think it is. There's still other instances that you need to go through. And there's still other actors with a lot of powers, like oligarchs. Yeah, basically the elite that if you do something they don't approve of, well, wouldn't be the first time you'd get, you know, spontaneous, someone gives you a spontaneous donation of a bullet into your head, you know? Well, there's the Andrew bloodline, there's tons of Andrew bloodlines, and I mean, in my mind you're already clearing the name because you're not being a bad Andrew, but I always, I jokingly said because my husband's name is Cameron, and there's a lot of people with that name who are really either bad or evil or insane, and I just said you're a good Cameron, the good Cameron, and the not so good Cameron. Alright, what do I get? A clam pearl, that's not what I want. I'm gonna get the Chinchu, then I'm gonna have two. Because why not? But I have a feeling that I'm gonna get a clam pearl accidentally again. Clam pearl is the underwater oddish. Definitely. No, I just want like this. Yeah, maybe if I'm... Doesn't give me as many possibilities of accidentally hitting one, like in my emerald. You can vote at 18, just like in Luxembourg. I wish I could vote for Senator Armstrong, but I'm probably gonna vote Sleepy Joe. Who's Senator Armstrong again? Cause I didn't look at all the candidates yet. Yeah, Sleepy Joe isn't really a good choice, but the other choice is even worse. That really sucks with politics. Sometimes you have the choice of very bad, and you don't want to vote for the bad thing, but you don't have any other choice. The journey for the good Andrew. Let's see how that goes. Senator Armstrong from Metal Gear. Oh, that, okay. Because there's so many Americans that are called Armstrong, I actually thought that he might be someone who wants to become president, that's why. Metal Gear who always talks about American Dream. That would be funny. Imagine if everyone voted for a fictional character. That joke flew right above my head, didn't it? Whoosh. Imagine like Armstrong is seems to be a very common surname in America. Or maybe I'm just I mean, there's a lot of popular Armstrongs in the world. The cyclist, the astronaut. But that would be a political candidate you could get behind if they were a astronaut, because astronauts, they saw the Earth from above, and usually that does something to you. There's even something called astronauts depression. Fun fact, in Iraq we had a president who looked just like Senator Armstrong, but he's fat. That's all. It's a fat version, alright. Kanye East? Yeah, because I'm not... No way Kanye West should become one. Or, sorry, Yee. You don't want to dead name people. Is that what he's still going at, for? Yee? Only would voting for Kanye waste my vote. I just was like, Kanye Waste or Kanye West. But he's a horrible person, so he's very qualified to be president. Yeah. I mean, he's obviously very mentally ill, and I'm not saying that in a judgmental way. You can get help for that, but it looks like he's not in a mental capacity to accept that, which is a shame. But do not underestimate the things mentally ill people can do. They just need help. They don't need scrutiny. Even though what he says, like what he said about the Austrian guy with a mustache, you know, that guy, that's like, wow, that is what do you even say to that? Like, imagine being black and saying I love, you know. Wow. How would you say that? Like, if he went with Nazis, he would get lynched because he's black. Does he even... Okay, I'm answering my own question here. Of course, he doesn't understand what that entails, but the level of irony here is... No, there's several levels of irony there. A onion would get jealous of the levels that exist. Big smoke for the new president. Very bipolar, perhaps even schizophrenic. He needs help. He's something, I don't know, like I'm not capable of diagnosing him, but yeah. Seems like something of, maybe something of cluster B personality disorder, either borderline or something like schizophrenic. Yeah, perhaps there's a lot of things that overlap there as well. But he needs help, that's what he needs. As long as it's not Porky Minch from Earthbound or Mother as a president, that would basically ruin the entire world. Imagine Donald Trump, but he's a fat, bully kid, and he's also immortal because he tampered too much with time traveling. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Very morbid, but another reason Andrew Jackson is the worst president is that the Nazis based the Holocaust off of Jackson's genocide of the Native Americans. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. They thought that was commendable. Imagine saying something like that. Like, how psychopathic do you need to be to do that? Jeez. There's some sick MFs in this world. Come on, I want the Chimchu. I know I can get it. Not so sure about the Shroomish for some reason. That one always elapses me. Probably NPCs turning around again. Luckily underwater there's no NPCs. But yeah, imagine being a standard to look for. Like, imagine being a standard for Nazis. That's like, jeez. Mr. Beast would do better than some American presidents. Yeah, but really, Ahmed, isn't that really... I think that's not too hard to pull off, honestly, because the bar with presidents, or just in general American politicians, or any politician, the bar is super low at the moment. Like, you could put an idiot there and by random chance they maybe would do better than other presidents. The infinite monkeys eventually typing out Shakespeare moment. Yeah, let's vote for a monkey. He'd be more coherent than Trump. And it's a monkey, it's cool. Monkeys are cool, right? All I'm saying is you're very evil if H says you did a good job at genocide. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, American president bar is super low for real. Absolutely, Fiery Chameleon. That bar is so low. You can't even play limbo with it because you have to dig below the ground to get below it. I know that's a stupid joke, but it's true. And not just American presidents. Not saying Luxembourgish... No, we don't have a president. We have a premier minister, or premier as we call him. But we're not a war nation, so if we do stupid things, usually it's confined to Luxembourg only. So I guess that's a plus. But yeah, we also have some very incompetent, like tons of incompetent people that just shouldn't be doing a job like this. Could probably count my hands. The presidents I consider genuinely good. Oh yeah. Also for me, just counting on my one hand politicians that I know that are not grifters. It's very sad, isn't it? They're supposed to make our lives better, but well, look where this is going. Greedy bastards. Most are either inconsequential, controversial, or genuinely evil people. Yeah, and sometimes they're all three of them. Like, if one was already enough, they go ahead and pick all three. Very scary to think about. Oh, I might mention this before I forget about it. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna stream, but maybe I'll have to cut it shorter because I have to be somewhere on Friday morning. And I need my sleep, unfortunately. Stupid autistic brain needs like 9 hours minimum, no idea why. 8 hours should be fine, but my brain says nope, and I don't have any choice in that matter, so just as a heads up, I might stop the stream a bit later. Fun fact, in Iraq, 99.999999 of the presidents are trash. Not just in Iraq. And I'm very sad about it. I imagine corruption just doesn't make you happy unless you're part of the grift and you profit from it, right? I wish I can see President truly give me country that I deserve. Yeah, I hope that will happen in your lifetime as well. Fortunately, in Luxembourg now with the, it's more to the right wing, and I think it's gonna get worse with the housing crisis because they also, of course, elected neoliberals again, and neoliberals are not looking for the benefits of the working class. And I know what's gonna happen. Me and my husband, we're gonna get priced out of housing even more. Hooray. And of course, that's sarcastic. As in the hooray. The only good presidents, I think, are the 2 Roosevelts and most of the founding father presidents. Keyword most founding fathers, because John Adams was awful. Yeah, I've also heard some nasty things of Benjamin Franklin, but I don't know if they're true. I know that if you're a famous person, there's so much hearsay about you that gets generated because people want to be part of that clout, or they just want attention, or any stupid childish reason. Pick one. Lincoln, somehow forgot about him. Yeah, Lincoln, like, so many Americans tell me they love Lincoln. Like, what he stood for, what he was doing, and, well, we all know what happened to him, right? Okay, only 1 shiny until now. We've been 1 hour in. I can do better than this, come on. Let's see. Will this give me the Chimchu? No, of course not. Benjamin Franklin wasn't a president. Oh, sorry. He was a founding father, but he was not a president. True. For some reason, I thought he was a president as well. Founding father, philosopher, and womanizer. Apparently, yeah. I mean, I can only read accounts from him, but I can't. Of course, all these things that you read, sometimes you can't really verify the sources, and still, it's better to take these things with a grain of salt if you are unable to come up with serious sources. Lincoln freed the slaves, yeah, exactly, and stood as a beacon of unity for the entire United States, yeah. The slave thing alone, that is already deserves my respect. Oh geez, slaves. That exists. It's another entirely other can of worms. And the thing is, they still exist, and there's numbers that estimate that there's more slaves today than there have been back then. Which is very scary. I mean, think about it, that's very... I mean, of course, probably not in the first world, but with all these trafficking crimes that have been happening. There we go again, very dark topic again. Well, we play such a cute game. Always happens. Right, 5 seconds, let's see. What do I get? I get a Clamperl. So many shiny Clamperls, you wouldn't believe. Truly the oddish underwater. What sucks about my country is 99% of the money we get as a country is from oil, which is very dumb, and we have more than oil, but our presidents are lazy and they won't try to tell you anything other than all oil. Yeah. Yeah, because that's a, you know, that you call that a one-trick pony, and they really want to sell it on oil because oil is worth a lot, and almost, or every country uses oil in some fashion. So it's something that is going to be in very high demand for a long time, and that's why they push on oil. That's very unfortunate, but yeah, it's sad, isn't it? Should phase it out, but well, you know, oil is very profitable, so unless that changes. don't think anything will change in that aspect. Yes, but it's wrong. You need to focus on the future. Oh yeah, definitely, Ahmed. I'm agreeing with you. But they don't see it that way because they see it. They think in short-term profits, not future. Like the future problems, that's for the next generation. That's how they somehow justify it, even though that's mental gymnastics. But you know, that's the unfair thing. They're not gonna live through the consequences of their doing. Well, we have to basically clean up their mess. Even though we didn't vote for it, we didn't. Some of us weren't even alive when that whole fiasco started, me included. I mean, that's been going on for a long while now, right? Yeah, I'm sure there's other things Iraq could sell. But then again, yeah, it's not just Iraq. There's a lot of Arabian countries that basically push oil to the max because that makes so much, gives them so much profit. Long-term person that will we sell when people stop using oil will use sun power in the future and oil will be worth nothing. I don't know if oil will be worth nothing because you can still use oil for different purposes other than, you know, filling up planes and cars. But yeah, hopefully that will happen as soon as possible because we just can't continue like this. And I'm at a shock when I see that I mean the predicted things that are going to happen due to climate change are already happening right now. All these floods, there's now tornadoes in Europe, which we're not like the US. We never had tornadoes, or at least maybe once every 500 years. And now we're having them every year. Even in Luxembourg, there's tornadoes now, which was completely unheard of before. And yeah, floods, droughts, wet heat bulbs, which is very dangerous. If you sweat out more water than you can take in, then you're gonna perish. And that's gonna happen more and more, and people still deny it. Like, don't you see what's happening? How can a government fake something like that? Like, for what? This is happening right now, and it's not gonna get better, it's gonna get worse. And then they wonder, why are you having kids? I don't know, everything's super expensive, the future does not look bright at all. I'm already getting ripped off. And I'm not the newest generation anymore. So it's gonna get worse and worse and worse with time. Of course, we're not gonna want to have kids. I do want children. I always wanted to be a mother, but can't even barely pay for myself. Afford my life. How can I mean, that would be very irresponsible to bring a life into this. And I couldn't afford to have kids. I'm not a fan of that. Even the government money you get for having a child in Luxembourg does not justify that, and that's not enough. And then for what? So you can live in a 1 or 2 bedroom flat with your child? Like, yeah, no. My biology teacher said Earth's biggest enemy is humans. Yeah, and he's correct. We will be the reason for world doom. Yeah, it depends on how horrible will it get. Will it render the Earth completely uninhabitable? Which would be absolutely... I mean, that would be tragic. And that is tragic in a way that you couldn't even put into words. Like, people don't understand how astronomically rare complex life is in the universe. Like, I am absolutely sure that this does not happen a lot. I think this might be a thing that maybe you have one intelligent or complex life thing going on per galaxy, maybe. And imagine one planet like this where it happens and then it all ends because people didn't get enough money. That would be absolutely a absolute joke. I can only say absolute because there's no other way, there's no other term that you could use that fits. It's really a shame. They wonder why so many people feel doom and gloom about things, and wonder why people don't believe working hard will get you to good places anymore. Because it doesn't, right? I see it happen constantly. People working their butts off, and they, for what? They get nothing in return, or at least not something that would justify how much they worked for it. So they just live 9 to 5 and then come back home. You're not done yet. You need to do your chores. You need to do that and this and still pay stupid things, and then you're completely exhausted. Then you need to feed yourself. You need to cook something for you, and then you need to clean that as well. A kid, put in a kid, adding a kid to that equation just doubles the stress, if not more. That's raising a kid properly is a lot of work, and I think the current system, like it is now, is not good. It doesn't fit into that. Like, it really doesn't go well with the kind of work-life balance that we have, which isn't a work-life balance, more like work-work balance. And I just see people, they work so much, what do they get? They're way, like, they're super deep into debt for a place that's super small. Like, why? To have what? Like, I'm not okay with that, and I think people should just maybe organize more against this, because we should stop letting this happen to us, you know? Not be too complacent. I'm not too good at finding the right words tonight because my brain is in sleep mode, but I think I know you know what I mean. You know, I'm very creative and creating torturing techniques. Jeez. Well, you don't need to be creative with that. You just look up ancient torture techniques and then you're gonna lose your faith in humanity very quickly. Like, there's some sick things. You know, I've said that a couple of times on this channel before. I'm somewhat secretive about what it is exactly, but I did reveal that I'm working on a sci-fi universe for a long time now, like over a decade at this point. And you know what's very sad about that? It's that writing very evil people into my story is super easy. I don't need to come up with anything, because I just need to open a history book and then I'll find anything. Like the wildest shit you could possibly imagine, someone probably did it already. My job as a sci-fi writer would then be to make it more transhumanist, I guess, more scientific horrors. Like with the technology levels, if they become better, then of course it's gonna be even worse. You know, the popular saying on the internet. Human-made horrors beyond your comprehension, something like that. That's how it goes. Yeah. That's very, very scary. I was like, wow, I can write the villains first, like the worst ones, and I've written some really horrible people, but it's so easy because that already happened. Just look up at all these war crimes that have been happening. Oh, that was really late. I think that was a bit too late. What do I get instead? Still a shiny? No, nothing. Alright. I'm gonna hunt for this one for 15 minutes. And if I don't get a shiny, I'll go to the, I think I'm gonna go for a Dazzle. But yeah, it's really sad that I can write these fictional characters quicker than the others, because I don't even need to get creative. I just look up what happened and I'm losing my faith in humanity, and well, there we go. You have everything you need to write a very despicable, evil, horrifying villain. My idealist but can't write villains without some redeeming qualities. Yeah, I'm also struggling with that, I have to say. But to be fair, the context of the villains, which I'm not gonna reveal here, but the context in which they are set in does make it very, or grey. It's not black and white. It's more grey than it appears to be. Really need to get my get it down, like right still at the, let's say, world building stage. I kind of know plot wise what's gonna happen, but I still need to connect it in a way that makes sense. So hopefully the comic will drop soon. I should definitely get working on that. But yeah, I also have some villains that are not evil. They're just well-meaning extremists. That is also a thing that can kind of help you if you're having trouble writing villains that can be redeemed, or villains with still good qualities. And there's also a difference between an antagonist and a villain, right? You can be an antagonist and still be good, because antagonism just implies they're going against the main character, but you can also write a main character who's evil. I mean, Death Note did that just fine. And L is technically a antagonist to Light, but it's very clear which one of them is a good person and which one is a psychopath. But villain usually implies someone who's doing evil. And a protagonist doesn't have to be good either. Same thing. Too many clan pearls. Way too many clan pearls. Redeeming qualities doesn't necessarily mean I want him to be redeemed. Yeah, that is also true. There's a lot of nuance to that. Only think that I think there's always some reason for being evil. At the end of the day, most people are evil just to be evil. There are people that are just outright evil. I know there's people out there that don't want to believe this, but unfortunately that is the truth. Because evil gets them a lot of things, and then they just don't care. It's like a very social Darwinist kind of thinking. That is neither social nor Darwinist, but social Darwinism is like, but that's nature, the strong one wins, so I get to be justified in that genocide, for example. That would be such a... No, what am I doing? Stupid brain. God, am I such a stupid person today. There we go. See, I can do that. Most people aren't just evil to be evil. Yeah, most, I couldn't say or at least I couldn't verify a statement like that, but there's a lot of people that are evil just because they are. Unfortunately. But they're not the, I wouldn't say they are the majority. I think most people who do evil are because either they're cowards and they're stuck in a situation like that, but they profit too much of it, so that they're like, it's okay, at least I get something out of it, which is also evil, but, you know, yeah, there's a lot of nuance there. There's so many shades of grey that you could consider between the black and the white. That makes fictional writing so interesting, you know? Or creative writing. Always interesting to see what the writer thinks, philosophically speaking, or just in general, how they approach things. That's my problem with a lot of male writers, I have to say, how they write character interaction. Especially women interacting with women, where you have otherwise fantastic work, but it falls really flat in that regard. Comes to my art, I'm not the best artist. My art is more cartoon and simple. Well, I mean, just because it's more realistic doesn't mean it's better. I actually prefer cartoon or like 2D animation over 3D or realistic things. I like the art, the process itself, animation, or just designing cartoon characters. There's a lot of soul, and I mean, I married someone who does that as a living. High quality is just cartoon way, but in my mind they look better. Well, hopefully that helps you. That someone tells you no, just because something is more realistic doesn't mean it's better. But yeah, the thing that I'm gonna publish is also going to be, it's gonna be hard sci-fi, so very, as close as actual science as I can possibly put it, but it's still gonna be cartoon, like manga-ish, maybe. What's that called again when it's very manga anime-ish, but it's not from Japan. That has a term, but now I can't think of it. Animesque, that's what it is. It's gonna be very animesque. Even genocidal maniacs have some reason for their evil, but the difference is there's usually some leap in logic or understanding that makes them evil. Yeah, or, you know, mental gymnastics. Enjoy exploring the human experience, so making a villain, even the protagonist, realistic to the human experience is crucial. Yes, although in my, let's say in my work that I'm currently working on, I mean, I started in 2009, there's not only humans, there's also other creatures, and it's basically a very big point of that whole universe is that humans aren't they're not at the steering wheel anymore. There's creatures or life forms that are significantly more intelligent than humans, maybe even, yeah, several orders of magnitude so. And there's also other creatures that are sapient, so I also write that in, like, what is that experience compared to the human experience, you know, what are the differences, what could happen. Yeah, I could say it also fits into speculative biology. What I never understood about men writing women, or even women writing men occasionally, is why they can't write the opposite sex. You just make a character who happens to be X or Y. Yeah, it's just I said that before, and I don't mean that. Please don't take this in a bad way, but with a lot of men, especially my age, you kind of see how the way they've been socialized is that unfortunately, their emotional intelligence is really lacking. Could be much better. And because of said socialization, they never learn things that girls, because we've been socialized differently. You are, as a girl, you're raised to care about everyone else, and you need to consider other people's viewpoints and all that. So if you grow up like that, you are naturally more prone to think about how others would feel or act, you know, using empathy. And men are unfortunately, or boys are not raised that way. I think it's also, that also contributes a lot to the problem, which is a shame. I mean, come on. It's not like men are less empathetic by nature. That's nonsense. Men can also be super empathetic and wonderful and have a very deep emotional intelligence. It's not rocket science. Common feminine and masculine traits are generally just stereotypes. Yeah, that's true. Not real and quantifiable, so those characters shouldn't act on those stereotypical ways. Yeah, exactly. Takes me out of the story, especially in sci-fi, when there's no reason for set stereotypes to exist. Does that make sense? My fictional story, the two main characters, one who grows is nice and elegant and very cold, while the other one stars as a smuggler. Imagine Han Solo's and characters start as a jerk, but the two end up making an amazing team. Ah, okay. I see what you're going with, like a two protagonist team, and they're very different in how they think and act, but still they put aside their differences and make up a good team. Yeah, that's a dynamic if written well. That can be really fun, especially in good cop buddy movies, for example. So yeah, let's see where that goes. Hopefully you'll also publish it. I mean, I'm doing the writing and the world building thing, but the drawing, that's not gonna be me, because I'm not a good drawer. That would be my husband is gonna do that, and he's willing to do that. He always tells me, write more. I want to see that finished. He really wants to know where that goes. Oh, come on, Shiny Chinchu, I know you're here. My universe doesn't have humans at all, but the point is that they are meant to still be human just like us, and we can learn about what it means to live from all different types of creatures. Yeah, you can have a human like an analog of humans. That also definitely works. My female characters are just any other character with the additional trait of being a woman. So silly people can just do that and move on. Yeah, exactly. That's same for my men. They're just male characters that happen to be male. Some of them are like, there's a whole spectrum. I got some more macho ones. I got very, let's say, gay ones, but not really gay as in they're like homosexual, but very, you know, the stereotype of a man going, oh my gosh, did you, and very feminine and acting like this. I have everything in between, and it's not really that hard. It's just the genders is just a side thing that is part of a character, but other than that, I got evil, really evil females as well as evil males. I got really nice women as well as nice men, and also other genders, because it is a far future and you can just not only swap genders but also species and even neurotypes. No, I'm not writing a book, but I'm planning on, for a long time now actually, there's a universe I've been working on since about 2009. First I wanted to publish it as a video game, but that would be so much work and I need a huge team and a lot of money that I don't have, unfortunately. So funding. And the universe in and of itself still works. It would work as a novel, it would work as a, like I said, a game, but also a manga, a comic, and that's what I'm trying to do, publish it as a comic or manga. And hopefully that will work. I definitely know I said that before, but you weren't a Patreon then, Fiery Chameleon. But any Patreon would definitely get the first edition of said manga, just like that. Or comic, it still depends. Maybe we can do a mixture of manga and comic format because there's differences. And then, yeah, hopefully you'll like it. But I still need to really get with the finish the world building. There's so much to still write. It's like, geez, what have I done? I mean, it's a very complex universe, and there's basically every single sci-fi trope is somehow present, and I sometimes have spins on them that I haven't seen in other sci-fi. Alright, too many clamperls now. Let's go for the Dazzle. That would be Mount Pyre. No, Shopit. 4th floor has Dazzles. Oh no, okay, I need to go to the exterior. Never mind, the summit even, the exterior is not enough. And that would be this. Alright, isn't that the frame that I'm on? No, it's not. Very close though, but... So let's fly there and hopefully we'll get a shiny soon. Hold on, my cat is scratching my door wanting to be left in. Be right back. Definitely understandable. What am I doing? Where are thou? Do I have one? Oh, I don't. Oh, that's unfortunate. And that is very unfortunate as well. Let me change the select thing again. There we go. I don't have any repels anymore. Oh, wow, that was lucky. No encounters. Enjoy having morally complex villains. Yeah, that is definitely enjoyable as a writer. I think they are more fun to read. Yeah, although sometimes with lately just like what Disney does or other... I don't know, there's somewhat of a bias for all villains need to be redeemable, which I don't really agree with. I mean, I understand what you mean, but I do enjoy myself some really evil MFs, if you know what I mean. Just rather have them in fiction than in real life. But yeah, mine are... It depends. There's a lot of villains and just way too many characters. But the fun thing is, it's not just about humans. Alright, this is the summit. And do we have grass patches here? No. That was on the right? Yeah, alright. So let's save here and then try for the, yeah, for this, a red Dazzle. That's what I want. Alright, save. And then let's go for another shiny. Actually, I want to ask the opinion of anyone reading this, what they think I should do. I'll need to be a bit more specific, let's see. Trying to write a book where the villain is named Sinofix, the God Slayer. That is a cool name. They're a villain who is destroying the world in his blind pursuit to free the world from the gods. Alright, so already I know what that person is about. He wants to slay the gods, a God Slayer. Probably has his reasons, if they're justifiable or not. However, it's way more interesting of a character than the protagonist. Should I make him the protagonist and an anti-hero? That's a good question. It depends on so many factors. You could also try to make the protagonist more interesting as well. But actually, I think that very often villains are sometimes more interesting than the protagonists. So I don't think that's actually necessarily a bad thing. Their zealot watched his family and others suffer under the tyranny of the gods. Tyranny, sorry, not tyranny. Yeah, that is definitely a backstory you could get behind. I don't think you need to make him the protagonist if that upsets the original story too much and it drifts away too much from the original vision and you really like that vision. Like, it really depends on... That's the only thing I know about that story, right? So the rest, if you change that, it changes a lot. So maybe make a pro and con list. Like, what would that change? Would it be better? Would it be too much work to change now? Or would it make it more superfluous? Whatever you... I mean, I think you could maybe make a list like that. Despite being pious, the gods let his family died. Oh, you mean they just let his family die, as in a FU? You like both visions? Yeah, I mean, hard to answer. Really good question, though, I have to say. But there's a lot of choices. Maybe... Not saying write multiple books, but maybe write passages of the books that you're planning on. One where he is the anti-hero protagonist, and one where he's the protagonist. And then, if one of them is more to your liking, I would say maybe go for that one. Have a dashing dog and a tuxedo cat. Oh, tuxedo cats! Those are quite a lot of work, I've heard. Likes to scratch up my door. Wanting to come into my room either to beg for food or sleep on my bed. In the warm blankets. It's cute. Yeah, cats. Wonderful creatures. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of cats in my books, of course. Well, books, comics. Whatever it's gonna be in the end. You could also mix the two stories. I've seen that before. I've read sci-fi stories where the first half was actually the protagonist's view, and the second half of the book was written in the antagonist's view. And they kind of, at the end, clashed together and it worked really well. If you're a good enough writer, then you can definitely pull something like that off. But I've actually, in which book was that again where I saw that? Was it an Ian Banks book? Was it considered Phlebas? No, that was something else. I don't remember which book it was, but I've definitely read stories like that and it worked out. Especially if it's more complex. And bonus points if both views are represented really well and shown as approachable for the reader. Or maybe just not agreeable, I would say, but you could get behind the character even if they're doing evil or good. Because what I really love about some fictional stories is if I'm left thinking about the fictional world, like the setting, if I really think about the repercussions of the rules and all that, then I like your story, because I like thinking about, like, if it gets me, if it gets my neurons working, then I'm happy. And a story like that, where you have a mix of the two, and they're well written, that would definitely be something I'd get into. Now, that's my opinion. It is doable. It's just pretty hard, I reckon. I made the god of death who dude who has so many cats and wear pink clothes that make him very cute looking. He has a line where he says, just because I take people's lives, I'm not a villain. Oh, it's like the angel of death in the original Christian theology is actually not a fallen angel, and it's neither a good angel. It's one of the very rare morally grey angels, so neutral. I think it's Samael. No, Samael was an evil one. But yeah, not in every culture death is not always evil, or the Grim Reaper. I mean, there's a lot of depictions of set character, or just the personification of death. Isn't Death a character, or like a god, or goddess, if I'm not mistaken, in the... Was it DC, or was it the other comic thing? What's DC, and what's the other one called again? Oh geez, all the comic nerds would like rage when they hear me speak like that. Oh, you also have the Angel of Death, yeah, true. But I forgot, in Islam, is he considered to be evil or morally grey? It also depends in Christianity. If you read Paradise Lost, where that's another good example of a book where the protagonist is Satan himself. You know, Lucifer, Beelzebub, Big Red, whatever you want to call him. And it's written like he's somewhat justified in the things he did. It's very interesting. It's definitely very spicy in a way that it makes you question yourself because you're rooting for evil. Kind of. It's a very morally ambivalent book. But it's a good book though. So that was also a good... it's a good example where the villain is kind of understandable. You can kind of feel what he's feeling and kind of seeing, yeah, maybe he's not so off with some things. But of course that is... a lot of Christians don't like that book. Azrael. I think it's Azrael. I think it is. It's not Samael. Samael is an evil fallen one. Angel of Death. No, not the song, Google. I know there's a song called Angel of Death, but that's not what I mean. Oh yeah, I think it is. Yeah, in the Quran it says it's Azrael. Like they say his name. Oh come on, I do want a dust skull, but not a normal one. Oh, I just looked it up. Azrael and Samael are both the angels of death. Oh, okay, so I was kind of right. Azrael is Islam and Samael is in Christianity. Ah, that's what it was. Right, thank you. I just had both names in my head, but I wasn't sure. In Islam, the angel of death is created by God to take people's life, and he has a chair where he sits next to God. Oh, that... I think I just realized something about Death Note, Ahmed. You've watched it as well, and maybe you read the manga. And there's a Shinigami, which in and of itself, Shinigami is Japanese for God of Death. But there's a Shinigami who's called... he has like a ridiculously long and funny name. Ammonia Justin Beyonder Mason, that's his name. And he's the second, like, right-hand man of Death himself. The Death Shinigami. And I think that might be a reference to Azrael in Islam. Because Ammonia Justin Beyonder Mason. I love saying the name, not the whole name. He's always depicted in sitting on a big throne. So I think that might be a reference. Yeah, I think that might be a reference. Maybe accidental, but not maybe I'm looking a bit too much into it, to be fair, but would be really cool if it's a reference. But I forgot, I think Azrael might be morally grey, or not bad, and Samael might be. There's a lot of scriptures of things in Christianity saying not so nice things about Samael. Also mentioning that he's a demon. Oh, come on. Shuppet looks like if Rotom put a towel over its head. And now you can't unsee it as well. Come on. My Duskull, it needs to come out. Also in Islam we believe in Jesus. Yeah, you also believe in Jesus. I've also seen that. Don't believe he got crucified. We believe God made Jesus look like Judas so that Judas can be crucified. Jesus got left to the sky. Oh yeah, right. I remember something like that. That you don't believe that he got crucified. And I think that's for all Islamic beliefs, because I know there's different schools of thought in Islam as well. Ah yes, Judas Iscariot, the guy who sold out Jesus Christ. And apparently, according to the Dante's Inferno book, he's being chewed on by Satan for all eternity. Jeez, the ideas humans come up with. Like, imagine explaining the concept of a hell to an alien. Like, what would happen? Someone's considered a fallen angel, yeah, that's a fallen angel usually equals demon. It's a bit strange considering it seems God calls upon Samael to bring forth justice. Now I'm wondering what Samael's place is in Gnosticism. Probably not a good one, since Gnosticism is like and don't crucify me, Christians, or any religious people. I'm just saying, reiterating what Gnosticism is about, but basically what they say is that the God that the Abrahamic religion sometimes refer to as Yahweh, he's a false god, and that the universe is a material prison, and that there's a true God outside of that. That's what Gnosticism is about. Basically, it's a very too long, didn't read version of it. It's also the god, like that evil, wrong, false god. God is also called the demiurge in Gnosticism. But I think that, don't they think that all the angels are basically demons, or not demons, just evil actors wearing a mask of goodness? I might be mistaken. It's been a while since I've last opened Gnosticism theory, but actually, fun fact, Latias and Latios are based off of entities in Gnosticism. A lot of people don't know that. Like, a female and a male god of that exist. I want you to imagine a monster with gladiator helmet. Okay. General Grievous body image. It was one of the characters I made. I think you also posted art of one of your characters in the Discord. But that wasn't that one. It was a skeleton. Or skeleton look alike. Oh, a helicopter. Usually that's not good news. That means that there's a person needing to... Oh no. Oh, hopefully it'll be fine. Sorry, very morbid. It's just that usually when a helicopter flies like that over my place, that means that someone needs urgent help. We have something in Luxembourg called air rescue, which you can be... It's like a small additional private fund. A private insurance that you can pay into. It's not too much. I'm also part of it, and that means that if you get into a really bad accident, like for example, I don't know, a car accident, they they pick you up via helicopter and they put you on the nearest hospital. We have multiple hospitals in Luxembourg that have a helicopter landing spot. And usually when I see a helicopter, it's from them. Which, yeah. I couldn't see the helicopter, but I assume it is. Hopefully that person makes it. Or hopefully, even better, no one got hurt and it's just a police helicopter or something else. Hey there, help me. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Long time no see. Or no read, I guess. One of the big 5 deities from a universe heavily based off of the demiurge from Gnosticism. Sorry about that. Yeah, I remember you telling me that you took some things out of Gnosticism, which is interesting. Oof, that's dark. Hopefully no one got hurt or they'd be okay. Yeah, hopefully. I know that that's dark, but always when I hear helicopter, I'm like, oof. No, I did a stupid thing. Don't do what I just did. Way too early. Do it again. There we go. But I didn't see the helicopter. Usually the air rescue helicopters have a very specific color scheme, so you know it's them. But sometimes it's also the police looking for someone. Or something else. Sometimes it's the military as well, since Luxembourg has invested way too much money now into the military. I mean, I am against it, but I did my vote, that's all I can do. Wondering if Samael served the demiurge in Gnosticism because the demiurge is evil, and Samael is called upon because of the demiurge's evil. If that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I do understand what you trying to say. It's not like Samael could pick what he is about to do. And in some religious theories, angels are usually characterized by the fact that they don't have free will. At least the jinn in Islam. Pretty sure Ahmed could say yes to that. The jinn in Islam are thought to not have free will, unlike humans. No, I didn't pause. I only told you about the character. Ah, okay. So I probably dreamed something again. Are you good? Oh, that's good. Yeah, hopefully. Well, I hope it's not a helicopter from that, but... Well, at least they're in a country where we are known to have one of the best healthcares in the world. We have some fantastic doctors here. Just a severe lack of specialists, but still. Really enjoy the false creator god idea. One of my big 5 deities has decided much of the world into believing it is his perfect creation. Obviously, Sinofix poses this idea. Sinofix fixes the problems in his own way, right? Oh, as a woman as well, I need to say this because it's kind of annoying me. Don't be afraid of writing really freaking evil women, because they exist. There's that notion going around that women can't be evil, and that is bollocks. No, they can just be as evil. Like, evil knows no gender, right? But there's a lot of men, in particular, who seem to be afraid of writing evil women because it might, I don't know, come across as sexist, even though, no worries, it doesn't. And even if people say that is, then those are not very intelligent people with the means of media criticism or just yeah, they just don't understand what they're talking about. So don't be afraid to write evil women, because evil women exist as well. And I do want to see some really nasty evil women villains, especially women. Sometimes when they're evil, they tend to be more, because we're not the stronger sex when it comes to pure strength, muscle strength, but women tend to use more manipulative tactics, and that can be just as dangerous as hitting someone. I got jump scared by a Deathclaw yesterday on Fallout New Vegas. Oh, that also happened to my husband. Like, he was somewhere and there were like, I think they were Deathclaws, and was like, whoa, what are these doing here? Heading to the Red Canyon, and after fighting some mercs, healing up and looting, turned behind me and saw it. Oh jeez. Deathclaw right behind me, just looking at me. My companions before attacking it was noticed by me. Oh, could you still escape, or were you at a high enough level to be able to deal with them? Because aren't they the most, like, one of these enemies you really don't want to see? Really strong enemies. You're not gonna overdose on markers. That's fantastic. See, help me. Life can actually be pretty good. That's good. Oh, come on, shiny. Jen is a monster who can't be seen. Jinn, yeah, can't be seen by human, but they live among us. Some may be evil, some may be good. Yeah, they're not demons in that way. Like, some of them are good, some of them are evil, some of them are neutral. And I remember when I read the Quran, but that was a translation, of course, because I don't understand Arabic at all. Is that they're made from smokeless fire, which I thought was very interesting. And the top dog evil jinn in Islam, he's what's his name again? Iblis. Like, didn't he got cast out or really apprehended by Allah because he refused to bow down to humans and say, I accept them, and Allah was not happy about that. At least that's what I remember from reading the Quran and just in general Islamic theology. Of course, you can always correct me, Ahmed. If I say something really stupid, just say, nah, Yana, what the hell are you talking about? Women can just be as evil. Like, remember that lady who made that apology video with the ukulele when caught being inappropriate with minors? Oh, that is one horrible thing when you see, oh yeah, female teacher got caught having sex. No, that's not sex, that's rape. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that because the censors don't... well, too late now, but you know what I mean. It's like, no, that's not consensual. A minor cannot consent under any circumstance, and that's abuse. Just because it's a woman, then they go around and say, oh, he scored. No, he didn't score. That was abuse. That's horrible. That's a crime. But for women, that is just, oh yeah, it's not that bad. That's a double standard that enrages me as a woman. That is just unfair to men. And definitely unfair to every victim of such things. So, very disgusting things that happen. But yeah, that is definitely true. Who's your companion, chameleon? Or companions, should I say? Yeah, I want to know too. Do you want to know a fun fact? If it's really fun, help me, then yeah. Don't worry, I was level 18 when I saw it, so I am at the point of killing it. And I do have companions too. Now, so he got it despite being injured in the game, but almost got me. Had to emergency stim. I also do the stimming thing. I mean, the ultimate evil for my universe is technically a woman, but it's debatable whether or not they are actually evil or even a woman. Interesting. Definitely very interesting. Intriguing as well. Yes, indeed. Ah, good. I got my Islamic theology correct. But yeah, people are surprised when I say when I tell them I read the Quran. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, read it yourself instead of just accepting or not. I don't want to accept what people say about the Quran. It's better to read it yourself. Just like with the Bible, I also read the Bible and the Torah as well, the Jewish document. It's a long read, definitely, a lot of pages, but worth it. Especially if, I mean, I am an atheist, but that doesn't mean that I hate religion or that I don't want to have to do anything with religion. I do find a lot of merit or interest in some religious ideas. And I don't go around telling religious people stop believing in whatever you do. No one likes preachy people like that. It's the director of -1 birthday today. It is? Well then, happy birthday. Fellow boon enjoyer. I have to ask what my husband's companions are. Iblis didn't bow to Adam, the first human, because he believes that humans are made from the ground, and he's made from the fire. Joke on him, ground hit fire twice for the damage. Yeah, looks like Allah needs to teach him some Pokemon logic there. He believes that fire is stronger than the ground. This must have sucked at Pokemon, yeah. He lost immediately and got salty, that's why. Yeah, and you also believe in Adam being the first human. The ultimate evil for the universe is, well, the universe itself. Ah, interesting. It's manifested to test the universe and desires the destruction of emotion and free will as they cause pain. Okay, that sounds like something straight out of Warhammer 40k, and I'm all for it. I like villains like that. Where it's more of a force of nature, so not less of a person, but still very interesting. I believe we all evolved from monkeys. Apes is more correct, but yeah. Because monkeys have tails, apes don't. Oh well, we have a common ancestors with apes as well. I find it weird how Deathclaws sneak up on so many people when they have some of the loudest footsteps in the game as well. Well, I know a lot of people who play the game and they're listening to videos like on YouTube, or they're listening to music. And they're not listening to the in-game sounds, so that would definitely be something that could happen really quickly. Just listening to something and then, hey there, Deathclaw. It's like they're tiptoeing to us until anyone notices them. I have that image in my head now, like a tiptoeing Deathclaw. That is hilarious. Come on, where's the shiny? Since technically the universe as a whole, though, which is generally seen as maternal, it could be argued that the ultimate evil is female. Yeah, there's a lot of cultures that say maternal, so it means female. Also, since that evil is just a test designed to be proven wrong, it could be seen as not truly evil, as it's simply doing as it's meant to do. Yes, a teleological evil. Yeah, that is debatable. Is it really evil? Or is it just like, I don't know, is gravity evil? There's a lot of people that died because of gravity, but that's just a fundamental force of the universe. Can you really label it as evil? Or is it just a natural process? Also depends on whether or not you think a world without pain is good, even if achieving that is bad. Yeah, that is... I've had discussions like that before where is a world without pain? What would that entail? What would that be? Because can there be pain without pleasure? And if so, how? I could talk about for hours about things like these, but yeah, that's definitely a good point. Could definitely argue about if that is good or not. But that's what humans are so great, usually great at, not always. That's a good question though, and very interesting villain. So it's not like it's a law of the universe, or it's not a person, right? Or maybe does that law have a personification? That could be a thing as well. Jeez, what a squeaky chair that I have. Come on, where's the shiny? I know you're here. Like, I had the volume up and not listening to YouTube or anything, but I couldn't hear the Deathclaw's footsteps at all. Okay, that is definitely weird. I saw a video of a guy who slapped a woman because she attacked him. I don't support women getting hit by men, but women shouldn't attack men too. Yeah, I also saw videos like this and was like, well, what do you expect? If that guy hits you back, well, it's game over, isn't it? Unless the woman is some kind of MMA fighter god, but yeah, more often than not, as a woman, you're getting the short end of the stick when it comes to physical power, muscle power, raw power, whatever you wanna call it. Law wouldn't be the right way to put it. The universe is a giant living organism, and this manifested evil is known as the cancer of the cosmos, or just null. Oh, interesting. Null. More like that sounds like an eldritch abomination of some kind, like something out of a Lovecraft novel. A disembodied villain. A concept. Maybe not a law, yeah. And in your universe, the universe itself is a living organism. Also a very interesting idea. Oh, here comes a helicopter again. Well, I can't make out what color it is. But it's now heading towards another direction. As I said before, hopefully it wasn't an accident. And if it was, hopefully the person doesn't suffer too much and will get well soon. Less of a scientific or natural law may manifest, but rather the self-destruction of the universe as a whole. Okay, manifested from the deepest desires of all creatures. Ah, okay. There's a novel that I read. I forgot the name. But there's some concept in it that is not exactly the same. But it's basically where there's entropy is kind of an evil force, and it's also an afterlife, and it's called the mélange, from the French word mélanger, which means to mix, to merge. What was it? Night's Dawn trilogy, I think it is. Basically, it's a thing. I mean, spoiler alert. I guess it's not. I don't know if that if anyone here wants to read that, but basically, entropy is the fate of almost all souls. And that is the afterlife. You just fall. And then you get mixed with every other soul that has died. And it's a fate worse than death. And it just really scared me. And that's why in that universe they destroy the soul. So that you don't fall into the melange later. Because no one wants that. Can I ask you a question? Sure. Yeah, I think it's at Night's Dawn. think that is the title of that book. Was a video but that was funny of a guy asking a woman, should a man hit a woman if she attacked him? She said the woman is probably right to do it because the women are beautiful. Was like, WTF, so what? Yeah, that is absolutely mental gymnastics. Yeah, that is absolutely no justification. Just because you look good doesn't mean you get to do that, right? Would you fight Gojo? Which Gojo? There's a lot of Gojo characters. From Jujutsu Kaisen, I assume? Satoru Gojo? As in, I mean no, because I'm not a good fighter at all. I'm a little dainty woman. I'd get owned. So, nah, I wouldn't. A pass on Satoru Gojo. Yeah, I assume you mean the Jujutsu Kaisen Gojo, but there's also other Gojos. Null is entropy incarnate and it's born from the desire of everyone to change and ultimately finds an end. Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting. I'm definitely intrigued to read that. Definitely like more conceptual villains as well. Well, to be fair, help me. I don't think there's a lot of fictional characters that I would be willing to fight. Unless you would want to see me fail spectacularly. It's like, even if you put like a random human there and you ask, would you fight a random human? I would say no, because odds are I'm gonna lose. And I'm not good at fighting, anyway. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Null is also gravity and wants to bring all into a singularity of all consciousness. Oh, that reminds me of the melange a bit more. To ensure that all understand and would be unable to inflict pain upon another. See, that's a more good thing. Oh right, Yawn is useless because it has insomnia. But Dazzle does not have insomnia, if I'm not mistaken. Forgot what it has. Dazzle, what abilities do you have again? There's like thousands of Pokemon right now, and sometimes they just change it. Alright. Levitate. I mean, I can if I have a yellow belt in Taekwondo that a lot of people don't know. I did do that as a teenager, but that was more like a deterrent to scare off bullies, and it did help. And I'm not completely inept, but you're gonna find people who are much better at fighting than I am, because, I mean, I'm a woman, I'm not really tall, not small either, I'm medium, but, I'm not tall, I don't have strong muscles, I actually have my testosterone is super low. Lower than usual in women. And I like building muscles at the gym takes like twice as long as it does for most other women because of said low testosterone levels. And I mean, I'm also very klutzy, very clumsy. So yeah, doesn't speak for me being a very good fighter. Quite the contrary. Black holes and such are actually cancer cells. Null can be found there. Ah, that's very interesting. I like where this is going. I'd fight Sans. I'd beat him up by telling him bad jokes till he dies out of my jokes. I guess that could work. I know that, do you remember that? There used to be a website where it was basically titled How Many 6-year-olds Can You Beat? And it's basically a website where you type in how tall are you, what gender are you, how much do you weigh, how old are you, and then it calculates how many 6-year-olds you could beat in a fight, and I think with me it was 15. That is a very strange website, I don't think it exists anymore, but that was pretty funny. Of course, no, I don't want to fight any 6-year-old. Muscles makes you slow. Yeah, I guess I'm not slow, definitely not, but like, what am I gonna do with just the normal random guy off the street's gonna own me, so yeah, I'm not gonna fight, definitely not. I can hurt with words, of course, but that is also not the goal. I just don't like to fight. I much prefer to collaborate and be nice. Null's goals are good, but it desires to remove what makes us human. Okay. Clashing interests, also a very interesting topic to explore when you're writing something. Clashing interests with, as in, I guess this is a god or a eldritch abomination of some kind. To remove free will and the ability to love and grow makes us human. Suffering needs to happen for growth. Null doesn't understand it. Yeah, or refuses to understand it. Or just has a completely different moral system where there's nothing to understand about that. Which is the fun part about writing such things. Find the idea of a side trying to analyze how many 6-year-olds you can beat in a fight very dark but funny. Yeah. I remember, you know, Vsauce used to make videos called dongs, as in things you can do online now, guys. I know, very contrived, but they just took that abbreviation just so they could say, hey, I got new dongs for you. And that definitely people click for the newest dongs, I guess. But that was one of the websites that he showed, and I was like, wait, does that really exist? And I googled it, and definitely it used to exist. And I was just like, how do you calculate that? And why would you even want to calculate that? Like, in what scenario do you want to know the exact amount of 6-year-olds you're gonna be able to fight in a fight? Okay. But it's one of these freaky internet things, I guess. It's just super oddly specific, but still very funny. Make that skeleton not move unless there's food. He comes so fast. He also sleeps at the refrigerator. Oh geez, so he can eat without a stomach. Interesting. I mean, sure, you could do something like that. Maybe magic eating. Null is beyond the concept of a god or eldritch. I'm not sure why Null can't understand humanity, but in the end it will be defeated. Null gets nulled out of existence. It'd be interesting to know how such a being can be defeated. Null cannot win because the human experience is stronger than the human's desire for death. Ah, okay. Interesting, yeah. So it's even beyond God or Eldritch. Geez, so it's not even a thing then, I guess. Can you even use correct words for that? It's all fun games until the news reports someone beating up a school full of 6-year-olds with the site in a school search. Yeah, that would be, well, don't do that. But that would be on you if you would do that. But yeah, it's definitely true that law enforcement does take a closer look to the Google searches or search history now. Which is more than correct, actually. I mean, there's so many cases where... Oh, that didn't register. Do it again. While this relic kind of dives into the grass. For some reason, that works, but it's Pokemon, don't question it. Come on, where's my shiny? For now, only one single shiny, a Gyarados, which did pop up very early, but come on. Need more than that, or else maybe I can go fishing somewhere else again. Let's see. How do I get the if I do the super meteor falls, I'm not gonna get a barboach. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's go for a barboach. I never went for one actually, not even in Emerald. So let's go for that one next. If kind of annoying that the Duskull just doesn't want to appear. And I do want this to be a shiny stream, not a... I'm looking for way too long. Well, sometimes I'm just unlucky. Or just... Well, I think I know the answer to that question. Since my brain isn't braining a lot today. So let's go back to Meteor Falls. Giving null pronouns is impossible, and based on the fact that I have a document with over 25 different titles, people have given null, it's very hard for it to be described. Yeah, something straight out of a Lovecraftian story. I'm always up for that. That's definitely interesting. Main character who is nice ends up becoming evil, and the jerk ends up becoming the hero. They end up fighting for... Okay, doesn't get screwed by that. Death, I made a reference of the high ground. So many creative people in the chat. I keep saying it, but that is... Yeah, I like that. I like seeing that. Alright, so the delay is gonna be 1 since we're gonna fish. So super rod. I have to change my select thing again. My item. There we go. Oh, come on, don't annoy me. Always these Zubats in a cave, right? Taylor's all this time. Alright, let's save here. Oh, wait. Do the item thing again. Do that first. No, I did not want to do that. There we go. And then we save. And then we reset. Alright. So let's see. There seem to be a lot of frames, so I could get this one pretty early. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's called the Soundless Symphony, the Eyeless Gaze, the Sweet Death. I think you get the idea. Yeah, I definitely do get the idea. And it's very interesting. I like things like that. Ah? Yes, this is what I want to see. Alright, very good. This is the text that I want. And even if I miss the frame 3427, I could still theoretically get the frame 3431 instead. And if not that, then all these here, definitely possible. So let's see which one we got. 5 seconds. Recently got someone to draw the symbol of null flea. That's a normal barboach. Buy one, a shiny one, where the doesn't really change that much, but the blue parts of the Pokemon become golden. A minimal shiny, but still a good shiny. The evolution is not so much of a good shiny, honestly. Unfortunately. Oh, come on, give me the end text box. There we go. You want to get it as a tattoo? Oh, you need to, if you're okay with sharing that, I would love to see that symbol. Also have a symbol, like a logo for my franchise, and a also a logo or like a, not a sigil, but a symbol. Yeah, I guess you could say a logo for the one of the villains in my story. I wanted to say lol, not the third. I mean, could be maybe Oh Jesus, imagine there's multiple nulls, like in some kind of aristocratic family. That would be very terrifying indeed. Oops. No, I don't want to surf. I want to get a shiny Barboach. Alright. There's an episode where the main two characters play Pokemon. The nice one says, I will win with the power of friendship and logic, and the jerk wins with power of cheating. Ah, yeah, classic. Those dang cheaters. Uses action replay. Didn't actually think, you did actually think about more than one null existing at one time. Oh geez, what does that imply? Like, imagine there being multiple instances, or maybe adjacent entities, you know, that are not necessarily just like null, but they have their own goals and their own, I guess, can you speak about mental gymnastics when you're speaking about something like that? That is also still intelligent writing, definitely, but also very interesting. No, I think I need to redo this. Too many frame advancements. But considering the universe is stuck in an eternal cycle until null is defeated, there kind are more than one null. So if I get this correctly, there's a cycle of birth and destruction. Like, it's an oscillatory universe that dies and gets born again. Oh, Jesus. Let's do that again. Way too many frame advancements. And the only way of basically ending that actually comes very close to the concept of nirvana in Buddhism, where non-existence, or just that unity, is what you're... Oh, I have to do that again. My bad. Hey there, Clay's Collectibles. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Can you shiny hunt roaming Latios? Oh yes, definitely. And I did that already. You can find shiny roaming hunt that I used to stream live on my channel. And after I'm done with the main story in this Sapphire, like I'm playing Sapphire right now, I'm definitely going for the shiny roaming Latias as well. So, found this page on RNG hunting. Nice. Yeah, I try to hunt basically everything. Right now I'm trying for a Barboach. So what I'm doing right now is, because it's Wednesday... Oh, still doing that again? Come on, RNG. Give me some nice text things. Right now I'm hunting for a Barboach. And while Wednesday is... I try to stream every Wednesday evening. Well, at least it's evening where I am from. And I just go into the wild tab in Pokéfinder, and I try to get any wild Pokemon that I can possibly get as a shiny. And I have multiple cartridges where I set that up, so I actually RNG'd the trainer ID and secret ID of my Ruby and Sapphire games. And my Emerald one is the exception. That's where that's my childhood save file where I deduced the secret ID myself. Have to check. What was it, method 1 wild or static? I always use method 1 or method H1. I've never used any other method. And I don't think you need to, honestly. Both for static and wild encounters. You heard the IVs are messed up on them. I think it depends on the game that you're playing. Like in Generation 3, I've never used anything else other than method 1. But in Generation 4, I think you need to change methods. if I remember correctly, but last time I did that was a while ago. And that was when RNGing was still very new. Come on. Right, well, I did cast a couple of times, maybe I'll still get one of the later shiny frames. Yeah, I did a shiny Phoebus stream as well, and I've gotten it successfully on this channel. I have that on my... I did that, yeah. Multiple Phoebus, actually. So not just a one Phoebus, but one Friday I basically did a Friday Phoebus Friday fishing, because I love alliterations. And I basically went for as many shiny Phoebus as I could. I got an adamant one, I also got a timid one, and I actually, if I find the Phoebus tile in my in this game and also the others, then I'm gonna hunt them on Sapphire as well. Would be nice getting a modest one or a square shiny Phoebus. The one that I have is not square, it's a star shiny. And my Sapphire and my one of my rubies, so I have a German ruby and a French one, and on my German ruby I also get very early square shiny frames, and sometimes I also do square shiny frames or square shiny hunts exclusively, because that is also a nice thing. And that's not what I want. Normal. There we go. Yeah, fishing RNG is kind of a hassle, because you don't always get the bite, and when you cast the rod too many times it advances the frame, so you need to start over. But I already got a shiny Gyarados at the beginning of the stream like this, with RNG manipulation. Alright, so the, let me see. I can paste the links here. It's been a while since I've done the Phoebus one. That was 3 months ago. So this is the Phoebus hunt. Here's the link. I always try to put the timestamps in the comments and pin them, so that people who weren't there live, which is the majority, that they can look up what shinies I've gotten. And if you follow the steps that I've been doing, you can also get tons of shinies. Like, I have so many shinies right now, it's hundreds of shinies. Definitely, I can only recommend doing so. If you're really into this, it's worth it. And here I found the link for the roaming Latios. There you go. Oh yeah, right, Phoebus Friday, was that your first stream? Where you joined? It's been a while, huh? Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, come on, I want the shiny Schmerbe in German. No idea why. Also made an episode of Elections where the jerk wins the election for the US and he ends up raising taxes and invading more countries for oil of freedom. Typical US president, though. Pretty funny, though. He's just doing typical US president things. Come on, give me the text box. There we go. That's what I want to see. For freedom, he also lowered the payment for employees by 99%. Oh, wow, that is an evil person. Haven't tried fishing yet. Good luck. Thank you. Sorry, I meant for Latios. I wasn't sure if you had to do method 1, wild or static. You have to do static and also method 1. They both basically work the same. It's just a delay that's slightly different, but other than that... Oh no, the delay isn't different because it's determined if it's shiny or not on while you're looking the newscast on the TV. So the delay is exactly the same for both of them, if I'm not mistaken. And then you basically go into the wild, go on route 110. You have to buy a lot of the best repels, max repels. And then basically what you're gonna do, it's a very tedious hunt to do. It took me a couple of hours. But it's doable and you get it. But I have to say, kind of not really worth it doing it in Sapphire and Ruby if you care about the IVs. Because the IVs for Latias and Latios are glitched. Any roamer in Generation 3, that also... It's the same issue with in Leaf Green and... Fire Red. The roamer legendaries have terrible IVs. Like really terrible. So that is unfortunate. Not the same in Emerald. They fixed that in Emerald. And also the Southern Island Latias, Latios do not suffer from bad IVs. But I've also done that. I also RNG'd the Southern Island Latias and Latios. And even though I did these hunts already, I'm gonna do them again. Because here on Sapphire I'll be able to... Oh, do that again. I'll be able to get a modest Latias. And that one's gonna be square instead of star. So I'll have square and star Latias. That's a lot of shinies, isn't it? I think if I remember correctly, the TV delay is 4. Like 4 frames, I think. But yeah, it was method 1 and it's static. It's not like a wild Pokemon encounter exactly, it is a static encounter. And it's on Ruby, yeah, that I'll give you a Latios then. Pokéfinder updated a few days ago, now you can find shiny Phoebus. Oh, you can finally do it. To be fair, I found it without the Phoebus being available on Pokéfinder, as evidenced by my live stream. So it is possible. You don't need to necessarily update your Pokéfinder program, but yeah, maybe still do it, because it will give you more accurate results. Okay. Stupid that I have to do it again, but oh well. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, you're welcome. Do you ever try shiny Romas in Fire Red, Leaf Green? No, but I will try, like I have a Leaf Green that I still haven't really have a save file on, and I plan to use that one for my, like, an RNG playthrough or a shiny only challenge, like I'm doing with my second Ruby that I have. Definitely need to get back into that like stream series. But yeah, I'll definitely try to get a shiny Roma in Fire Red and Leaf Green. And since I'm gonna be picking Bulbasaur in Leaf Green, that will mean that I'll get the Entei. But to be fair, Entei is actually, out of the 3 legendary beast shiny, legendary beast shiny, it's Entei who has the best shiny. Really wish we get a remake for Pokemon Blue like Pokemon Water Blue. Yeah, it's a good question why they didn't have... I mean, they did Fire Red and Leaf Green, but no Water Blue. No idea why. They just did those 2. But then again, the West never got original Pokemon Green. We had red and blue and yellow, but never green. I do actually have Pokemon Green, like the Japanese game cartridge. But yeah, my Japanese is a bit rusty. I mean, I can read it, but A1, A2 isn't really that advanced in terms of language skills. Squills. Oh, brain. You do a lot of funny things today, don't you? Okay, let's see. Come on, where's the shiny? But it is indeed weird they didn't make it water blue. I think there was a reasoning, but I forgot. But yeah, I'll definitely with the other thing, the fire red and leaf green. RNG with these games is much more tedious than with the Hoenn games. But I'll still try and pull it off. And I also still need to learn how to do the egg RNG in Emerald. I have never successfully done it, but once I do, there's like, I could basically shiny hunt almost any Pokemon, given that I have the correct parent or mother, or maybe in case of a male, I have a Ditto. Okay, what do I get now? Nah, that's a normal one, very boring. Okay, the gender should be male, yeah. These that I get in the sassy shinies that I get in this save file, they tend to be male. Okay, that's not good. Not that they're male, that I don't care what gender they have. A shiny is a shiny, but the nothing showing up when I cast a rod, that's not what I commented on. What? No, that was not good. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jesus. Yana, what's wrong with you today? Blue became the 8th gym leader in Kanto, right? What was his gym type? Well, the gym that he took over was ground type, but I don't think he is a ground type leader in that aspect. Okay, I think I'm gonna head out. Thanks for the streamers anyways. Well, thank you for being part of the stream, Kaiser Karmazin, and yeah, as always, have a good one, and see you hopefully tomorrow, so goodbye. Must destroy the Andrews. Well, not all of them, there's some good Andrews out there. But yeah, the name has been dragged through the mud and he needs to save it. Got so many people in the chat who have a name that starts with an A. Come on, where art thou? I know you are here. Kind of like the music of the Meteor Falls. It's quirky, but no, I don't want to surf. Andrew Tate, yeah, start with him, please. Don't need him. Jesus, like, isn't it scary how that just can run amok on the internet? Crazy how things like that happen. Alright, this time, let's see. Okay, that doesn't start in such a good fashion. Let's see if the second one... Okay, let's see. Meanwhile, when my name starts with an M. My name is almost identical to a Pokemon name, as in Yanma. And I'm Yanna, and yeah, you bet that when that came out as Gold and Silver, they all called me Yanma as a joke. I didn't really mind, but pretty funny to see that there's a Pokemon out there that almost shares my name. One letter difference, literally. Let me guess, your name is Mike. There's a lot of M names. Come on, where's the shiny Barboach? I know you're here. Not Mike. Let's try here, not that that really makes a difference. Huh? Alright, that looks good. Michael Jackson. Michael is another M name. Morty. If he doesn't want to say the name, then let him. I'm not forcing anyone to share anything they don't want to share. Alright. The moment of truth. Did I hit a shiny frame? And no, I didn't. Blue Barboach means no. Right, I think I'm gonna stream for 15 minutes. Thankfully my name is not Morty. Oh, you'd never hear the end of it, right? From Rick and Morty watchers. I'm sure of that. I'm joking, just saying random names for fun. Yeah. But yeah, Morty. I wouldn't give my son a name like that, but then again, I have a weakness for celestial names, so names that have anything to do with space. Mitchell. Right, let's see. No, still nothing. His name is M. Just M. The letter M. Just M. Or is that a thing in Australia? I know that in America apparently they don't have such a thing as in you can name your kid anything you want. Which is very strange because in European countries you can't just name your kid anything you want. There's certain names that are not allowed. And apparently the US doesn't have such a thing. I don't know if Australia is like that as well. I know people who are named Mitchell. Okay, a third time, and if that doesn't give me anything, I'm gonna reset again. Oh. Muscle man. And usually they're really sensitive or socially awkward. Yeah, your name is M. Just M. You got pretty... That was really quick when you just had to, as a kid, you know, when you learn to write your name, just M, and that's it. Charmeleon named M. Okay, let's see. Did this give me a shiny? Nope. Oh, come on. So the first shiny frame, yeah, exactly, Brain. The first shiny frame that I could get gives me a level 30 shiny. So based on the level of should the shiny appear, I will be able to deduce which frame I've hit. Yeah. And some of them... Oh no, they all have the same ability. Except the quiet one there, frame 51,000, but I'm not gonna go for that one because that would be, I don't know, a 10-minute wait, maybe more. And that is, yeah, no. way too long. Okay, let's see. What do I get? Not a shiny, that's for sure. Come on. Can't have another Wild Wednesday where I only get one single shiny. I'm much better than this, but then again, today, I don't know. Don't sleep for 11 hours, kids. It's not good for you. Right. Looks good. Muscleman is an S tier name. See, that wouldn't fly in Luxembourg. You could never name your kid Muscleman. But in America, you can. There's even a popular name that's just... I talked about that on a previous stream. But it's just ABCDE. Apparently pronounced as Absidy. But why would you name your kid like that? Like, ABCDE? Are you serious? Mark. Mark his words. Never mind, I'm back. Welcome back. Still no shiny bar roach for now, so didn't really miss too much. But geez, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Another Wild Wednesday where I only get one shiny, even though sometimes I get like over 10 or 15 even. Another really weird name is John. Here we go with the Johning again. John. He's trying to guess Carmeleon's real name. But I told you his real name is M. Just M. Like the glitch Pokemon. If you know that. Maybe a bit too specific. And M is not missing. No, I made that mistake as well. Oh, come on, Barboach. I can feel it. You're somewhere. Shiny Barboach. You have a confession? Your name isn't Andrew? It's Andy? Alright, more, yes, okay. It's John Kaiser comes. John or Jonersin, that's your real name. Montgomery, that's very specific. Maybe it is actually Muscleman. He just doesn't want to... He doesn't want us to know. Alright, 5 seconds. Let's see where this goes. M. Johnny Abbott. Still no shiny. Jeez. Need to step my game up. Or maybe I should be careful and not sleep for 11 hours and set myself a... Yeah, something, an alarm, because... Jeez. You know, when you wake up more tired than what should be your state after sleeping for so long. M. Johnny, that is your name. M. Johnny. Anyone else think it's kind of hacked up how they say, oh, this movie is a fantasy genre? You see John in everything if you really... If you go looking for it, John's everywhere. Some Germans say genre, although that's not really correct, but that would be the German way of pronouncing it. Some Luxembourgers do that as well. They say, oh, I like the horror genre. And when are you doing the movie night or voice chat? Yeah, the voice chat, I'll see when I will be able to do the next one. This week I've been busier than usual. Maybe, well, let's hope I'll get a job that I've interviewed recently. Yeah, I'll write in the Discord when I'm gonna do the voice chat. As for the movie night, I definitely want enough people to be there. And then I think I might like do a poll, like what they would be best for a movie night. Sometimes in Germany is Kimmich. I've never heard of anyone being called Kimmich. Manuel Neuer. Manuel? I don't think so, but Manuel is something that you commonly hear. I'll try to be there. Yeah, if you're interested, I did invite you to the Discord. That's also where I'm usually contactable. And then you can already... Oh, it fled. That is... But how? I did press the button. Apparently not in time. Oh, there we go. Fallout show might be fun for movie night. Yeah. Manuel Neuer and Kimmich are two best German footballers these days. If you say so. Oh yeah, the European thing is going on right now, right? In Germany. We always call that EM. And last time I crossed the German border, I saw like so many police officers. They were doing border control. And I was at first wondering what's wrong, what's happening. Because I did cross the border multiple times this week. And yeah, I saw them every single time, and that's unusual. But then I remembered, oh yeah, right, the European football thing is going on. And that's why. I guess you are already... the first match is gonna be on Friday, right? Fallout show is a solid 9 out of 10. Yeah, I've heard so many good things about it, but it's for adults. Yeah, shouldn't be too much of a problem. I don't know how explicit it is. Still have to tick down the Fallout show of my to-do list. Yeah, that's true though. Yeah, also I haven't started watching it yet, so... No, come on. Where is my shiny Barbrooch? If I don't get it this time, I'll hunt it for the next Wild Wednesday. But I think the next one I'm gonna go for Emerald, because there's multiple that I haven't shown off yet. Yana, Jana, Jona, John, you want to tell us something, Yana? Yeah, we do have the same, like these, I think it's from the same root of the original name. I think it's from Johannes. But it depends, if you look at it from a Hebrew perspective, the name, it does come from Johannes, or John the Baptist. But if you look at it, or you interpret it as a Islamic name, then it comes from Jannah, which means heaven. In Islam. Pretty sure Ahmed would say yes. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I think they say Jannah and not Yanna. But like there's multiple Muslim men who complimented my name. And they said that was nice. Euro 2024 is a tournament happening every 4 years. Yeah. Every leap year. With 24 teams, and your father would be so happy since Italy won the last Euro. Yeah, I was happy as well. But my dad, he's like he watches it, not me. I kind of hope that the Portuguese, the French, and the Germans don't win, Because if they do, you're gonna hear honking all night long in Luxembourg. That's just the way it goes. But other than petty, I don't want him to win. I'm fine. Can be bloody and there can be an X scene. Episode 1, so probably not minor friendly. True, I do need to keep that in mind because that would definitely go against some European laws. I could get into trouble. Always these SEX scenes and everything. Well, it makes sense because it's a thing in Fallout that you can do. There's even perks, right? Like Kama Sutra Master and what's the other called? Sexpert. I really like the little, with the Fallout guy. Like that cartoon depiction of that is just so funny. It's so non-explicit and yet you know what's meant, but it's really not explicit, the cartoonization of that perk. Always make me laugh. Jesus H. Christ. John Pokemon, inventor of pocket monsters. Wow. Ah, there we go! Shiny! Oh, wonderful. There it is, just as I was about to say, I think I'm going to bed now, but yeah, here it is. Shiny Barboach, finally. Took me long enough. It's level 30, so yeah, that is, oh jeez, intensity 10, holy. Oh, rip. Oh, you actually survived that? Wow, kudos. Yes, expert, that's a perk, it's pretty funny. Alright. Gonna catch it. And you're gonna fall asleep now, just as I planned. Let's throw a ball at it once just to see if that is gonna be enough. Let's use a Ultra Ball. I don't think it can use moves that hurt itself. Oh, there we go. No False Swipe needed. Got it. Very nice. Fantastic. And it's the first one that I've gotten. So this is the normal one. And this is the shiny one. Alright, so let's save. But I think that's gonna be it for today. Since my brain isn't really at the peak now. But as always, I thank you so much for being part of the stream. And tomorrow I'm gonna stream again. It's gonna be the Why Not stream. But keep in mind, I'm probably not gonna stream as long on Thursday. Maybe even the stream won't be possible. I'm not sure yet. I'll definitely let you know. It depends on some outside factors. But other than that, as always, thank you so much for being part of the stream. And hopefully see you tomorrow. So have a good one. Goodbye and good night.